everyone, it's Julia. I am working on textile fiber pendants this week, and I thought I'd share with you some of my method here. I do put each one on a long cord that is adjustable just with a bead. This cord is a silk, braided silk, and then I'm also using some just regular shoelaces, and I'll link both of those down below for you. This one has a fabric bead on it and a lot of fiber, and the other one had a little bird charm, and each one, like I said, each one is different, and I'm just using up some of my things that I have around my craft room. I have a piece of felt there, and this is just like a polyester felt that is a scrap. And then I have this, it's just an old piece of fabric I've had for a long time, but it has these African animals on it. And I thought this one would be fun to use, that front-facing giraffe, mama giraffe and the baby giraffe. And that is going to be like the focal point on this pendant that I'm going to make. The other ones I added a different, one was a bird charm, and the other one was a fabric bead for the main focal point, but this one I'm going to just use this image right on this fabric. Just thought that's really cool. Now I have an extra like inch or so on the top of that, and that is going to be folded over the top of that felt, and on that felt is on the back right now. I'm going to be taking this over to my sewing machine, and I'll show you how I'm going to be stitching this. But first I want to add just a bunch of fibers, and I've got just an assortment of different things that I'm pulling out. One of the things that I always look for when I go to just a unique fabric or craft store, and also the thrift store too, sometimes has just really funky yarns. So I always grab them. And then that other little piece there, I think that's a piece of cheesecloth, and it's just basically just the strings or the threads. You can even take threads out of your garbage can right in your sewing room. Anything kind of goes for this particular project. And again, just adding some different things. Now, most of my items right there are very neutral, and so I think I'm adding a teal. This is more of a teal color. I just thought I needed a little bit more color. I thought that was going to be cool down below as kind of a dangle. Then I have these tassels, these charms. I think I got these at Michael's, possibly Hobby Lobby. And I thought that would be really cool added there. However, I don't use it. I don't know. As I look at it, that does look nice, but I didn't end up using that little tassel. I used something else, you'll see. I'm at my sewing machine, and I'm using that teal thread. My feed dogs are dropped, and I have my free motion foot on, and I'm just going to do a squiggle kind of line over, stitching over this this hunk of yarn, just grabbing or catching it all in. And then I'm just doing a back and forth motion around the giraffes. Just wanted those giraffes to pop a little bit, and just to be a little bit more of the focal point, just giving them an outline. And you can see I just kind of going back and forth on that line. I'm gathering up that yarn fiber cluster that I want to add for the tassel, and just shoved it underneath, and I'm going to just go over that the same way and just kind of catching all of it and tucking it in as I go. For the top, I folded it over this shoelace, and I'm just going back and forth, being careful not to catch in the shoelace. I want that to be able to move. And And now I'm going to switch foots into my regular foot. So I have my feed dogs up now, and I'm just zigzagging just on the edge, just kind of catching that felt. When I get to the bottom, I'm just going to break my thread. I'm not going to go across the bottom again, and I'm just going to go up the other side. This is such an easy project, but it's so fun to see how different they all turn out. Some of them I use sweater knits and just all sorts of just really funky fabrics. And now to go back to the charms, I decided on this charm that almost looks like an arrowhead and then a little feather. They're both in the shade of gold. I'm going to add the feather to the top right and then just hang the other one down below. I'm just going to string that charm, that bottom charm, right on a piece of yarn. And then I'm going to go back to my sewing machine and stitch that on. I didn't show that, but I'm just going to stitch that on the same way I stitched the other with that same teal colored thread. And then that little feather, I'm going to just hand stitch that on. For this cord now, I have a bead that has a big opening, and both of these shoelace ends will just fit right in there. And then I'm able just to tie that, and then it's adjustable just by moving that bead in a little bit if you want it to be shorter, just kind of depending upon what you're wearing it with. I'm going to share some pictures at the end here, and I do have one of the pictures does show it on a garment, so you can kind of see they are a statement necklace, and I really like the way they look just on a real plain shirt or plain dress. And here's some close-ups. You can see my stitching. It's just kind of wonky, but that's just kind of all part of it. And here's the dress, and you can see it's just it's just like a statement piece. Just really fun. I hope you enjoyed this, everybody. Hope you have a chance to create. Bye for now.